here, and we're going to do a quick update for everyone here on Facebook, social media. And I'm just going to wait here. All right, so now I'm going to make sure we're good on YouTube. We're going to do a quick update for everyone. All right, so instead of doing our regularly scheduled video, I decided to just jump on here for you guys and do a quick live. This is not your regular severe weather coverage. What this is going to provide you guys a severe weather update on what is ahead, because there is just a lot to get to here, and let's go ahead and dive right into it here. So wanted to give everyone a second here to jump in, but let's go ahead and start with what we've been seeing today. Now, we are starting to see some thunderstorm development, but today has been a very warm day. It has been, you can say it's even been a hot day as well. I mean, we've had temperatures into the 90s in certain spots, especially down in Nebraska. In fact, let me pull up these temperatures. So today has been a warm and hot day out there widespread across our region. And so we're actually at 90 degrees right now in Sioux Falls, and that is way above average. That's about 20 degrees above average for this time of the year. We're at 81 in Aberdeen, 79 in Pierce, 79 out in Rapid City. Down into Nebraska, we are at 88 in O'Neill. We're at 95 in Grand Island. We're in the low to mid 90s down in Nebraska. Very, very warm weather down there. 90 degrees as well in Omaha. We are at 86 in Des Moines. We're at 88 in Mason City, 93 in Sioux City. So again, widespread 70s, 80s, and 90s today across our region. Up into Minnesota, 86 in Rochester. We're at 88 in Minneapolis. We're at 84 in St. Cloud, 86 in Marshall. And again, out west here, western South Dakota, we're at 79 in Rapid City, 73 in Spearfish, 72 in Buffalo, 77 in Mobridge, 79 out in Pierre. So out west, we're a little bit chillier, quote-unquote colder, and we're still in the 70s, but just a little cooler than where we are in Nebraska, Iowa, and farther to the east. Again, Sioux Falls is reaching 90 degrees today. So a very warm and even hot day today. Now, that has caused some thunderstorm development that is going to be going to start here this evening and then lasting through tonight. So that kind of ignited, basically caused this fuel needed for these thunderstorms to get going. So I know we haven't really talked a whole lot about severe weather this year. We've been extremely quiet this year for our region. Again, our quad state region, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota. Now, Iowa in particular has been pretty active, but for South Dakota, for portions of Minnesota, portions of Nebraska, we haven't seen much severe weather this year. So this is really kind of the, opening the floodgates, if you will, to severe weather this weekend, starting today and lasting through the weekend into early next week. I'm going to get to all of it here. We're going to go step by step. Let's take a look at the radar picture. As you can see currently as it stands, let's take off the temperatures. And all right, so looking at just the radar picture, we do have some thunderstorms now getting going across eastern Nebraska. Down here towards the Omaha area, we do have some showers and thunderstorms. And then up here in between Sioux City and Ottawa, we are seeing some activity pop up now there. And then we have a severe thunderstorm that is, in fact, let me go ahead and take that on. There we go. So we do have our first severe thunderstorm warning of this event. It has been issued here in north central Iowa. This is for Armstrong, Ringsted, Iowa. So severe thunderstorm warning in place. Let me go ahead and read that off here for you. But again, we do have the first severe thunderstorm warning. So this is in effect here, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:15 p.m. Central for southeastern Emmett and northeastern Palo Alto counties in Iowa. This storm is moving east at 40 miles per hour, and it does say here the storm located over High Lake, Wallingford, and 60 mile per hour winds and $half sized hail with this storm. So expect hail damage to vehicles, expect wind damage to roof, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include the Ingham Lake, High Lake, Swan Lake, Iowa Lake, Armstrong, Gradinger, Ringstead, Wallingford, Groover, and Walden County Park. So that is our severe thunderstorm warning that is issued, and that is currently the one and only that we have going on. Now, real quick, I wanted to go over one other here. Let's see here. Bear with me one second. I wanted to throw this on here as well, and we can kind of go over the severe thunderstorm watch. So here is our weather alerts map for the remainder of the day today. So we do have a couple of different shades of pink. First off, the brighter pink, that is where we have red flag warnings, and that is posted here for western Nebraska and the panhandle of Nebraska, North Platte up to Alliance. We have a red flag warning for the remainder of today. It has been very dry over there, and so no surprise there with the warm temperatures, the dry, very dry ground, low humidity, and that is why they've issued that red flag warning. And then we have another red flag warning that was posted for north central and northeastern South Dakota up into North Dakota, actually all of North Dakota, and into portions of Montana and into Minnesota and portions of Wisconsin as well. So Pierre, Aberdeen, Watertown, Brookings, all included here in this red flag warning for today. The remainder of the day today, due to strong gusty winds, 10 to 20 with gusts up to 30, and then low humidity, warm temperatures, and dry ground, any fires that ignite will spread rapidly and become difficult to control or suppress. So for these areas, you guys need to be weather aware for that for the remainder of the day today. Otherwise, other than that, we now have some severe weather to talk about, and here is our severe thunderstorm watch that has just been posted just a few minutes ago for eastern Nebraska into Iowa, extreme southeastern South Dakota, and into southern Minnesota. So let's go ahead now. I'm going to read this off. Severe thunderstorm watch posted until 1 a.m. Central, and this is again for the remainder of for your Friday into early Saturday morning, again until 1 a.m. Central. This is again for extreme southeastern South Dakota, eastern Nebraska, Iowa, and southern Minnesota. And here are your threats. So we're looking at scattered damaging winds and isolated significant wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour likely. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events up to 3.5 inches in diameter, likely. And then it does say a tornado or two is also possible. So all modes on the table, but more so is our greatest threat is going to be that damaging wind and hail threat. So it does say here thunderstorms. Again, this is the outlook for the rest of tonight. Thunderstorms are expected to develop and intensify early this evening. Supercells capable of very large hail are expected initially. A tornado or two is also possible later this evening. Upscale growth into 1 or 2 bands of Boeing segments is expected later this evening, with severe wind gusts becoming more prevalent. So essentially what they're saying is, initially here we're looking at a large hail and isolated tornado threat, but then as we head into the latter part of the nighttime hours, basically, towards tonight into early tomorrow morning, that shift is going to go into a more of a strong damaging wind threat. So it says here peak gusts of 70 to 80 miles per hour, severe thunderstorm watch area, again that pink color, salmon colored area. And again, what does a severe thunderstorm watch mean? Well, it means conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. People in the areas of the watch should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. severe thunderstorms can and occasionally do produce tornadoes. Now, just as I was talking, we did get a couple of new severe thunderstorm warnings, so I wanted to go ahead and address that here real quick. Let's go ahead. Let's go back here to our regular look here. New severe thunderstorm warning here in north central Iowa. This is that same storm. This now includes the Bancroft area. Let me go ahead and read this off for you. Severe thunderstorm warning for ping pong ball sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. And this is for Emmett County and Kossuth County in north central Iowa. Now in effect until 6:45 p.m. Central. Moving east at 40. Ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's the latest on that one. Now we have another one down here. Let's see. Let's move down here. Just east and southeast of Sioux City, we have a thunderstorm that has blossomed and really fired up here in the last few minutes. This thing has really started to intensify really fast. New severe thunderstorm warning here. This is for Woodbury and Ida counties in west central Iowa, now until 6:45 p.m. Central. This thunderstorm is moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds and half-dollar-sized hail. Battle Creek, Anthon here within the next few minutes. Ida Grove at around 6:10. Other locations include Correctionville, Cushing, and Holstein there. And then we have another one down here just south of the Omaha area. New severe thunderstorm down here. And this is in effect, again, just south of Omaha. And this is for Mills and Cass counties in Nebraska, in southeastern Nebraska. Until 6:45 p.m. Central, this storm is moving east at 40 miles per hour, 60-mile-per-hour winds, and quarter-sized hail with this storm. And that is the latest on that one. So we now have we have 3 different storms that have severe thunderstorm warnings attached. So this is just the beginning of what is going to be a marathon of severe weather across the central and northern plains. So we are going to dive into what we're looking at for the remainder of this severe weather marathon, if you will. Best way to describe it. We're looking at a marathon of severe weather. So let me go ahead and take off the warnings and watches just for a second here. All right, so for the rest of the day today, we do have a slight risk and a marginal risk of severe weather, as well as an enhanced risk. So the green is the marginal risk, level 1 out of 5. We have the slight risk in yellow, level 2 out of 5. And then we have the enhanced risk, level 3 out of 5. The enhanced risk is our highest risk, and that is for Iowa. So Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Mason City, Waterloo, Cedar Rapids, all included there. And then if we look at our tornado threat, we do see that tornado threat there, the 2% in green, and that includes Omaha, Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Mason City, Spencer, and then up to Rochester, Minnesota. And then we have a 5%. Again, this is for the remainder of today, 5% for Waterloo, Ames, and Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And then if we look at the hail threat, we see that hatched zone. We have a hatched risk. That is, we're seeing that 15% in yellow, 30% in red, and then we have our hatched risk, or SIG-1 risk for eastern Nebraska, Iowa, extreme southeastern South Dakota, and southern Minnesota. And then looking at our wind threat, mainly for Iowa and eastern Nebraska. We have the 15% in yellow, includes Omaha, eastern Nebraska, Iowa, and then we have the 30% for Iowa there in red, Des Moines, Waterloo, Fort Dodge included, and then we have our hatched SIG-1 outlook as well. That's just for today, folks. We have several more rounds of severe weather. Have a look at this. This is the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. And you do see the risk does shift west and south. So now for tomorrow, they have added, actually just today, they added the enhanced risk for southern Nebraska, and it includes North Platte and McCook, Nebraska, that level 3 out of 5 in orange. And then we have a slight risk, level 2 out of 5 here for Nebraska into Iowa, and it also extends into southeastern South Dakota. So we're looking at Grand Island, Omaha, and then into Iowa, Sioux City, Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Spencer, and then southeastern South Dakota, Wagner, Yankton, Vermilion, up to Canton. And the marginal risk does extend into the Sioux Falls area as well. Now, if we look at the tornado threat, this is our tornado risk for tomorrow, and you can see we have that 2% in green for Nebraska and Iowa, Des Moines to Omaha to Grand Island to North Platte, and then we have the 5% there in brown. That includes McCook, Nebraska, southern Nebraska there. So that is our highest tornado risk zone. And then we have our hail threat for tomorrow. There, that 15% in yellow, and then we have the 30% in red, and then we have the SIG 1 hatched risk in Nebraska. So Nebraska is going to be our target for tomorrow for severe weather, our main focus. Today is Iowa, tomorrow is Nebraska, and then our wind threat for tomorrow, mainly over Nebraska. We have the 15% in yellow that goes almost to Sioux Falls, but just south of Sioux Falls in yellow there. And then we have our 30% risk in red for Nebraska, southern Nebraska, North Platte to McCook. And then we have our hatched SIG 1 risk, Omaha and Nebraska. So we are going to keep a very close eye on the weather for tomorrow. But it doesn't stop there. We have another risk. Let's go ahead and look at this now. Apologies, I had to get a drink of water. So, Sunday. This is the severe weather outlook map for Sunday. And you can see here we have the marginal risk in green, slight risk in yellow, but now we have an enhanced risk level 3 out of 5 in orange for eastern Nebraska into northwestern Iowa, southwestern Minnesota, and yes, southeastern South Dakota. Sioux Falls is smack dab right in the middle of this. We're in the bullseye for Sunday. So Sioux Falls, we're looking at some pretty rough weather ahead for Sunday. And then if we look at our probability outlook map, we are seeing that 15% in yellow. And then we have the 30% red risk there for Sioux Falls, southeastern South Dakota, southwestern Minnesota, northwest Iowa, Nebraska, the same areas. And we do have that SIG 1 hatched risk as well for this area. So as of right now, as things stands right now, Sunday is our worst outlook for severe weather for our region. So we need to be weather aware over the next few days. And then it doesn't stop there, folks. We have once again another severe weather outlook map for Monday. It does look like Monday is going to be another day where we could see severe weather, maybe even a severe weather outbreak on Monday as well as Sunday. So as of right now, the way things stand, Sunday and Monday are the two worst days for severe weather for the central and northern plains. So Oklahoma up to Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin, all included here. So eastern Nebraska, Grand Island, Lincoln, Omaha, and then most of Iowa, and then southern Minnesota, Fairmont to Rochester. That's your 30%, a rare 30% risk there. That is our enhanced risk already out for day 4. So, to have a 30% risk that far out is fairly uncommon. It doesn't happen every day. It's fairly uncommon. So it's a fairly rare outlook. Now, the Sioux Falls area is in the 15% there in yellow. So we're going to keep a close eye on things on Monday as well. And it doesn't stop there. Look on day 5. We have a risk for Tuesday from the Storm Prediction Center. Now, the good news is it does look like Tuesday's risk is going to move significantly south, and it looks like it's more of an Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois type event. But extreme eastern Iowa is included, so Davenport to Burlington, Iowa is technically in that, but it does look like after Monday, things are finally going to start to calm down. But for until then, for the next few days, we absolutely need to be weather aware. We need to have a safety plan in place. You guys out there need to have a storm shelter ready to go, need to have a safety plan in place, and now's a good time to sign up for our new WeatherCall system because it gives you life-saving phone calls. If you're unaware what it is, $15 a year, that's it. And again, you get life-saving phone calls from us here at T Storm Chasers, and that is for your immediate area. So, for example, if you are in Sioux Falls and a tornado warning is issued or a severe thunderstorm warning, or a flash flood warning, you will receive a phone call and it's going to alert you. So essentially it works like a weather radio. But the only difference is it's for your immediate area. And so wherever you're at, wherever you're located, you'll get a phone call basically saying, seek shelter now, tornado warning in effect. Essentially, that's what it is. So I think it's a good idea. Life-saving weather information is our goal. So but we need to be weather aware here. Again, especially as we look on Sunday. It does look like Sunday is going to be a really rough day here. And all modes, for each and every day here, for the rest of today, for tomorrow, for Sunday, Monday, all modes are on the table. We're talking very large hail, we're talking strong damaging winds possible, and we're talking tornadoes possible, and torrential downpours as well possible. So we are looking at all modes of severe weather here for this coming weekend into Monday of next week. So that is kind of what we're looking at here. That's pretty much all I wanted to share. Just wanted to give you guys a severe weather update, and it's going to be a rough weekend of weather into Monday of next week. Now, the good news is we are going to be doing coverage and providing you guys our service, and we are going to be activating chase mode for sure on Sunday. We might even activate it on Monday as well, just depends on how things align, but for sure on Sunday looks like we are going to storm chase. So it does look like give me 1 second here. All right, so I did get a weather update here. Looks like we're gonna look at the storm down near the Sioux City area. Looks like we've gotten a couple of storm reports coming in as well. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts there near the Milford area, 1-inch hail, and then inch golf ball sized hail. Real quick here, let me go ahead here. Let's see here. Go ahead and pull this up. All right, so radar picture, there we go. Okay, so we are looking at some really nasty supercells that are starting to fire up here. Right now, this one is east of Sioux City. Look at this storm. We have over 4-inch hail that is being detected by our Doppler radar down in Omaha. And this is over Climbing Hill, Otto, and Anthone in Iowa. And this is just east of Sioux City. So severe thunderstorm warning out. This, as of right now, looks like the strongest storm that we have going on. And these things have developed very quickly. And just in the past half an hour to an hour, these cells have fired up. And these are supercells now. And we are looking at some big-time hail with this storm. It does say here 2-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds on this storm, moving northeast at 35 for Woodbury and Ida counties. And so we are going to keep a very close eye on that. So, yeah, very strong storm. Looking at our, let's look at our hail tracker. And that, anytime you get the white color there, that is some pretty big hail. So, yeah, 4.5-inch hail being detected on our Doppler radar down in Omaha. So we're looking at some really big hail for these storms for the remainder of the evening. So again, you want to be weather aware here, and we will provide updates as we get them. But that is going to do it for today's video. Just wanted to, again, jump on here and give you guys a severe weather update. So thank you guys for watching, and be safe out there. Again, have a way to receive watches and warnings. Again, sign up for our weather alerts by Next Gen system, and go to tscalert.org.